morning lecture. My name is Krista. Today I would like to share about the introduction of Mudarabah. Mudarabah is an Islamic finance contract in which one party provides a fund we call Ramuma and other party provide the level and professional knowledge we call Mudarib. Mudarabah is a profit-sharing investment which is often used in Islamic banking and finance. The profit generated from the investment shall be shared by the both parties according to the pre-agreed payments, and any loss shall be borne by the capital providers alone. All activities related to use the fund are borne by Ramuma and ethical principle. For example, the enterprise are not allowed to engage in activities they are considered haram, we call forbidden, and such as selling wines and gambling. The Mudarabah conditions are designed to ensure equitable partnership between the capital provider and the entrepreneurs. The profit sharing ratio is agreed at the beginning of the partnership, and the two parties share the profits according to the agreed ratios. Mudarabah conditions provide a clear guideline for the investment on how it should be managed. The guideline can include the time of the investment that can be met, the duration of the investment, and the level of risk that can be taken on. So that the Mudarabah investment is to reduce the risk for the capital provider. In addition, the Mudarabah partnership can encourage entrepreneurship by providing entrepreneurs with the funds for the investment, and this can help to grow and develop the economy of the country. Moreover, Mudarabah contracts can be terminated by either party at any time by giving notice. The contract may stipulate the condition for terminating the down payment, and also entrepreneurs have the right to collect the management fee for their service. The fee may be deducted from the profits before the two parties share the profits. They have two types of Mudarabah, which are restricted Mudarabah and unrestricted Mudarabah. Restricted Mudarabah is the capital provider specify the time of the business, working partner to design the locations, or the investment that entrepreneurs can engage in. In addition, without the consent of the capital provider, entrepreneurs are not allowed to deviate for the discount. Moreover, certain restrictions may be imposed, such as the time of the investment project, investment periods, and its. But all activity related to use the capital is to be borne by the Ramuma. For the unrestricted Mudarabah, the entrepreneurs has more freedom to choose the type of the business investment they are engaged in. The capital provider may provide a general guideline or restrictions, but the entrepreneur have a greater autonomy when they're making investment decisions. Mudarib has the freedom and the power to run the business or manage the capital, and no limit by Ramuma. Next, I will talk about the evidence of Mudarabah. Evidence of permissibility of Mudarabah that can be defined under our current ratio 73:20, where he knows that some of you will be sick. Some will be traveling throughout the land singing Allah Bondis. And the our current ratio 62:10, as it stated that then when the Yamuna side prayer is finished, you may distribute through the land and see the bounty of the Allah, and remember of Allah, then you may be successful. This general vision shows the legitimacy of using Mudarabah to work and take the risk in real estate. Next, according to the Multimedia University, the pillar of Mudarabah are Rasuma capital provider, Muharib entrepreneurs, Amal or Mashu is the business venture or projects, risk is the predominated profit share, and the Shashibuma owner of the capital and the fund provider, we can call it, and the Shai. I'm not sure I am pronunciation correctly. If I'm not, may you tell me later. And composed of the offer and acceptance. Our explanation for the two priority of the below. The first priority period are the capital provider known as a Nirashuma, and the party provide the fund of the investment and have the right to share the profit generated by the investment. For the second mean period will be the entrepreneurs, as we can call it Muharid. It's the party responsibility for the managing the investment and making use for their professional knowledge to create the profits. Mudarid also have the right to share the profits, but they will not invest any capital to the investment. Yeah, I have done for my part. I will pass to my next team member to explanation of the application of the Mudarabah.
Hi, my name is Solia Musyaira. Today I would like to present for my part is application of Mudarabah contract. Okay, the first one is simple partnership. One party come with a capital and another party come with a labor, and they participate in the profit according the predetermined ratio. And any losses will be borne by the capital provider only, and the agent manager Mudarib losses is time and effort. The second one is investment account. This investment account can be either generally named with the general investment account GIA or specifically named with the specific investment account SIA. J is a ready package of Mudarabah contract with a standard profit sharing ratio, whereas a SIA is a restricted Mudarabah contract with a negotiable profit sharing ratio. In SIA, the funds are to be managed separately, while the funds in GIA are commingled and managed on a pool basis. Usually SIA is applied for the relatively large amount of investment. Third one is a project financing. In the case of project financing, the traditional method of the Mudarabah and Musyarakah can easily adopted. If the financier want to finance the whole project, the form of Mudarabahs can come into the operation. Mudarabah financing in the service sector. In the case of industry, it is possible to wind out the service producing unit and convert all the asset to cash. It is also possible to make an assessment of its net worth without actually liquidating it. This being the case of Mudarabah financing process, no problem. All that it is required to applying Mudarabah to any profitable venture, it should be possible to calculate the profit or losses consequent to the introduction of new capital acquired to oil the basic of profit sharing. The nature of the product, when its tangible goods or intangible service, does not affect the validity of applying Mudarabah. Okay, the next is a letter of credit based on Mudarabah. The client who needs the letter of credit for purchasing or importing goods inform the bank of his letter of credit requirement, negotiated term and condition. After the successful negotiation, the client will place a deposit with the bank, and then acting as a Mudarabah will establish the letter of credit and pay the proceed to the negotiating with the bank utilizing the client deposit. And then after the disposing of the goods, the bank will share with the client the profit from the venture according to the term and agreement of the venture. Okay, we go for the Mudarabah in the industrial operation. A peer case of the mudarabah in an industrial operation, we be the one the which person finances an industrial project, as let's say a shoes factory, which is managed solely by another person B. The factory is set out from the scratch, and with the A money and everything, including the used machinery, is sold out, so that nothing remain for the project, but the cash, assume the profitable ending, is capital would first be paid back to him, and then remaining cash will be distributed between A and B in the proportion agreed in the beginning. In case of amount of cash in the end of less than what A invested, there is a loss. B get nothing, and the A take back what he left on of his capital. Mudarabah in takaful model. The modern takaful contract can also be devised using the mudarabah model. In Malaysia, Takaful Malaysia and Takaful National use this model for their operation. The next, mudarabah bank and collective investment. The classical contract of mudarabah is an agreement between the capital owner and the working partner. He offered his capital to someone he know and trusted, and who trusts him, usually the same village or city. Only two party involvement in this venture, because the modern economic conversion, the contract has become much more complex when the used by Islamic bank, because of the three-party involvement in the system, namely the entrepreneur, the bank, which is serve as a partial user of this fund, and intermediary, and the depositor with the bank. Okay, so that's all for my part. I will pass for the next presenter.
Hello everyone, thank you my friend to pass the slide to me. Here let's see the advantages of the mudarabah contract. Here has listed the advantages of mudarabah contract. It is an easy formation contract, and it's an open membership, democratic control, limited liability, elimination of members' profit, state assistance, and stable life. Mudarabah means a form of partnership where one partner provides fund while the other provides skills, expertise, and management. The system was designed to eliminate the adversarial form of banking that exists between bankers and those needing cash to build a business or finance a project. Mudarabah contract also created to eliminate the parasitic or predatory effects on the business relationship between lender and borrower. And the system was established with an eye towards positive community development. With regard to the first potential advantage of the mudarabah, it eliminates the adversarial nature of conventional banking system. Now look at the disadvantages of mudarabah contract. It provides limited capital, problems in management, lack of motivation, lack of cooperation, depends on government. The mudarabah system cannot handle the type of risk inherent in a complicated business venture, and it's difficult to expand the business using the aforementioned financing framework. Let's look at the risk of mudarabah contract. First of all, it has capital risk, liquidity risk, legal risk, and revenue risk. To overcome the risks of mudarabah contract, for the capital risk, we need to mitigate by conducting proper feasibility before entry. We need to classify all the terms and conditions before giving an entry into a contract. Liquidity risk, it's only a long-term deposit. And then the legal risk, to secure legal position, ensure that all process is properly documented. Finally, the revenue risk. To overcome the revenue risk, we conducting proper feasibility study of the business. Before entering into a contract, we should classify all the terms and conditions that has been given by the tenant. For revenue risk, there is any potential situation that could have a negative impact on your company's future revenue. It is very important to gain a knowledge of business before entering into any contract.
Hi madam and dear friends, I'm Anu here. Now I'm going to present about termination of Mudarabah. The contract of Mudarabah can be terminated at any time by either of two parties with condition of by giving a notice. If all the assets of Mudarabah in the cash form at time of termination and some profit has been earned on the principal amount, it shall be distributed between the parties according to the agreed ratio. However, if the assets of Mudarabah are not in the cash form, the Mudarib shall be given an opportunity to sell and liquidate them so that the principal actual profit may be determined. Mudarabah also can be terminated upon the date of Mudarib or liquidation of Mudarib. If both events dies and if the investor dies, the Mudarib has no proper to hold Mudarabah. Other than that, Mudarib cannot purchase new goods for the Mudarabah. However, he may sell the existing goods that were purchased before the termination. If there is a profit, it will be distributed between Mudarib and Rabul Mal. And the last one, if there is no profit left, the Mudarib will not get anything.
In conclusion, the Mudarabah-based Islamic finance operation is mutually advantageous contract between both sides with the intention of dividing earning and loss unbiasedly. This strategy actually makes sure that both parties have an equal stake in the business success or failure. The alignment of the interests of the parties concerned is another benefit of Mudarabah, an essential component of Islamic finance that encourage cooperation, creativity, and the sharing of risk. Although it's necessary a high level of trust among the parties, it is still a common option for partnership and expenditure in the Islamic finance sector due to the potential rewards which may be essential.